Every human has elements of birds, plants, and other living organisms. And it was the same with young Shekhar. Elements of plants were dominant in him. Shekhar was a motherless child who lost his mother when he was a baby. His father, in his grief, had gone abroad for higher education, leaving Shekhar with his childless uncle and aunt. From his very childhood, he had the habit of not running around, but being still and staring the world around him like the plants do. He had large eyes and silently looked out of them at the surrounding nature, observing pitter patter of raindrops and afternoon sun rays. He liked to roll down on the grassy slopes of the hills and would laugh merrily when the grass tickled at the back of his neck. His eyes would be lost in the thoughts. They were often cast down as if looking for something. They were keen to see the new saplings raise their heads out of the earth. It hurt him when people plucked flowers from the plants, or kids throwing pebbles at the trees to bring down the fruits. He did not like kids breaking the branches unnecessarily. Shekhar felt like crying, but was embarrassed to do so, and he used to hide his tears, thinking that his friends will tease him. The days Shekhar suffered the most were those of trimming the lawn. He would request aunt and grass cutter to not to cut them. He seemed to get a message straight from the nature that every blade of grass, every sapling, every bit of creation wanted to live, survive, and grow. Once Shekhar had spotted a very young sapling of silk cotton in the home garden. He had watered it every day, looked after it morning and evening. When it had grown 2 feet tall and sprouted a wealth of leaves, Shekhar was struck with admiration. He could not contain his excitement and ran to his uncle, pulled him to the garden to show the silk cotton plant. Upon seeing the plant, uncle exclaimed, "I must tell the gardener to uproot it and throw it away." "Please, Kaka, please don't uproot it," started the terrified Shekhar. "What are you saying, Shekhar? It is in the middle of the garden. When it grows up, it will send out puffs of cotton on all sides and create a mess." Shekhar couldn't cope up with his uncle and he ran to his aunt. Sobbingly, he appealed to her. "Kaki, please tell Kaka to not to cut the plant. Please, Kaki." Kaka had to stop on Kaki's order. Within a year, the plant grew up, and it was the tree Shekhar grew to be fondest of. Many times his uncle offered a new silk cotton tree to be planted at other parts of garden. Every time he suggested cutting down the tree, Shekhar created horror at home and his aunt would speak on Shekhar's behalf. After a decade, Shekhar's father came and took him back for better education, first to Shimla and then to England. Shekhar left his uncle and aunt with tears. His aunt often wept for him. One day, Shekhar's uncle noticed that the silk cotton tree had grown big and felt that it could not be tolerated anymore. He called the gardener and had it chopped off. Soon after that, Shekhar sent a letter to his aunt requesting for a photograph of the tree to be sent. As Shekhar would not be able to meet them before going abroad, he wanted to take along with him a photograph of his friend, the tree. Shekhar's aunt asked uncle to get the tree photographed by a professional photographer. But she was shocked to know that the tree had been chopped off. For 2 days, Shekhar's aunt did not eat food and she did not speak a word with his uncle. She was wounded to the core, first by Shekhar's father taking him away, and then by his uncle getting rid of his tree. The tree had been to her a symbol of Shekhar's life, a second Shekhar. And that was the end of the story. Love of nature was basic to Rabindranath Tagore's work. He believed in man's close relationship with his natural environment. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you like these stories, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I come up with a new story every Friday. Keep listening. Thank you very much.